Let's talk about this Nate Diaz and N3on incident yesterday at the Nate Diaz Jorge Masvidal press conference. If you haven't seen it, we're going to watch it here in a sec. My name is James Lynch. I wanted to do a video on this because I think it speaks to a bigger problem of something that's happened over the last couple of years in combat sports. I think this just normalizes really shitty behavior towards fighters, and I just think it's only going to get worse. So I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's something that a lot of fans are tired of. They're tired of morons like this N3on loser going in and disrespecting legends like Nate Diaz here. So we're going to watch what he says in this clip, and then I'm going to give my thoughts after.
Second question I have for you today, man, is when you do get knocked out, are you going to retire?
Who said that? So I know who you are.
Or if,
that little boy, you fuck.
If you do. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be watching. I'm excited to see both sides, but
I'm gonna kick you in your leg, motherfucker. He said when you get knocked out. Hey, P.S. you.
I have a lot of respect for everyone, man. It's just I want to see a great fight.
You.
Yeah, so he's doing this stupid shtick of like, oh, that's not really what I meant. Of course he knew what he was doing. He wanted to get a reaction. This is so lame, and he's such a coward because obviously he's not doing it right up to him. He's doing it in a question. What's Nate Diaz going to do? Jump off the stage and go kick this guy's ass? If he does that, Nate's going to look bad, and Nate shouldn't do that. But why are we normalizing this type of shitty behavior? This is the same thing that this guy did at a UFC press conference, I believe it was last year. The guy just doesn't learn. And we are in a society now where a lot of these younger people just normalize this type of stupid behavior. Like, say what you want about Nate Diaz. People can have their own thoughts, but at the end of the day, this guy is someone that has been a successful fighter for a long time. He's, created a great career for himself. And you got guys like this who have never trained. We're seeing more and more of this where just these influencers and these other people are trying to get viral moments and just disrespecting the fighters. And you heard it there. People are awkwardly laughing at this all going on, when in reality, a lot of people are pissed off. I mean, I'm not the only one. I saw a lot of people, when they saw this clip, get upset at the fact that this guy was even given credentials. I mean, first and foremost, this guy should never be given credentials to an event again. Like, if you're in any sort of combat sport, this guy shouldn't be there. He's disruptive. This doesn't help the event at all. And I've heard some people mention that, oh, well, it gets more eyeballs on the fight. No, it doesn't. The people who are laughing at this and think this is funny are the same people who are going to legally stream this card because they don't have jobs, a lot of them, and a lot of them are too cheap to even pay the $60 for this fight. So I don't want to hear this like, oh, it helped the event. No, it didn't. It absolutely did not help the event. Anyways, there's another moment after this where he's, running away from Nate Diaz's team. You don't actually see Nate in this clip. It looks like it's Diaz's team. But again, this was all set up so this guy gets his viral moment and people laugh it off, and I think it's a bunch of crap personally. But here's the other clip that N3on posts after the fact. He knew exactly what he was doing. Oh, I just want to see a good fight. No, you don't. You're trying to get a rise out of Nate, and you're being a jerk. It's as simple as that.
Bro, he was cooking for a minute.
Okay, wait, car, get in the car. I'll call Masvidal. Just get in the car. I'm sorry.
So the mic cuts off. And this could be staged too, but even if it is staged, like, this just sets a bad precedence for how people are acting towards fighters. Drives me nuts, man. Anyways, nothing happens. You don't see him get assaulted or anything like that, but I'm sure that he's just loving this content. You even saw the guy next to him snickering at him asking the question. I hate all this stuff, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with criticizing fighters. There's nothing wrong even with joking around with fighters. Nina Drama, her whole brand is like, doing awkward things with fighters, but it's not mean. Like, this wasn't funny. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't even a case of him trying to be like clever or funny. He was just mean for the sake of getting that shock and viral moment. And I hate this stuff, man. Like, honestly, this is what makes covering this sport so difficult sometimes, is when you have morons like this normalizing it and you get all the fans just like, oh, it's hilarious, it's funny. No, it's not. These fighters, it's a tough sport to compete in. Boxing, MMA, doesn't matter. It's a tough sport to make a living in. And you got morons like this who could not even last, a round in the gym. So that type of stuff drives me nuts. But this is something that, Joe Pyfer talked about in his post-fight interview at UFC 303 about how the fans are. Because again, this is the type of stuff that normalizes fans talking crap to fighters as if it's just something completely normal. Here's what Joe has to say about, people being on their phones and how, fans are, becoming just really weird online.
Your phone is probably your worst enemy, honestly. And all those turds that are on Instagram, wasting their life to go on other fighters' pages to talk shit, they all can suck fat. They're bums. losers. That's the definition of a loser. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you do that to other people that are professionals, you should probably tap out.
So that was just a clip I took out of that press conference there. But I agree with him. I mean, again, this was Joe Pyfer obviously losing his fight to Jack Hermanson, fans going on, just swarming his social media. And you know what part of this is too, and something that hasn't helped, is betting. Unfortunately, like you get a lot of people betting on these fights and they're so entitled that they think they can just go on a fighter's page and talk a bunch of crap to them when they lose. I mean, the fighter always is, you know, when a fighter loses a fight, they feel bad as it is, you know, no one wants to lose a fight. No one likes to have a bad day at work. Like imagine you're in your job and you have a bad day and you got all these people coming after you and telling how bad your performance was. Like it sucks. Like this isn't even like something being funny or clever. It's just like people normalizing this type of absolutely BS behavior. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of guys like N3on and other influencers who try and do the shock stuff. Remember Jalen Turner had some guy try and prank him before his last fight, like stupid stuff like that. One other clip I'm going to show you. It's something that I found out last week when I was interviewing Jamal Hill. And look, I know people have their own feelings about Jamal Hill, but this takes it too far in my opinion. And if you're someone watching this and you think no big deal, please don't ever watch my content again. Like I have no interest in people who think that this type of behavior is totally fine. Listen to Jamal Hill talk about people messaging his daughter on Instagram to the point of where his daughter, he doesn't want to take his daughter to any UFC cards anymore because she's worried about weirdo fans that are messaging his young daughter. Complete bullshit behavior. Watch this.
And that the whole time, and the only reason, honestly, the true reason why that whole post even came and thing is because people have taken it so far as to say shit to my children.
Really? Damn.
Somebody said something to my daughter that had her upset. She called me and it upset me. So at that point it was, you know, that's more so what that was. You know what I mean? And also just to prove the point, like, you can step into this lane, but it's like, $20K ain't worth the medical bills whoever showed up was gonna get.
I don't know if I included this in the clip, maybe it got cut off, but he mentioned how his daughter, or somewhere in here, I'd have to go look for it, but he mentioned how his daughter wanted to go to UFC 303. He had tickets and Jamal's like, no, I can't take you because we've got weird people online that are, you know, messaging his children. Like what goes through the mind of someone that thinks that's completely okay to do? And listen, you can have your own opinion on Jamal Hill. And what he was referencing here was the challenge to fans, $20,000, come and spar me. I don't think he needed to do that either. I've been very much against that. But like you got people messaging his kids, like what's wrong with people? And I'll tell you what's wrong. I talked about the betting. The pandemic, I think, has really turned people completely wacky, right? Like people were indoors for a while. They got so used to being online. They're dealing with stuff. And rather than dealing with their own problems, they're taking it out on athletes like this. And this is sort of where I wanted to start and go. So we got N3on here, who again is just completely acting like it's no big deal, telling Nate Diaz, oh, you're going to get knocked out on Saturday. And then you've got, you know, the fans that sort of feed off this and think, oh, this guy's saying it's completely normal. It's not normal. It's shitty behavior. And I just don't like understand why we aren't talking about this more and why we aren't trying to combat people like this, because it is ruining the sport for a lot of people. When you have a fighter who, whether he has a good performance or bad performance, you see people spamming them on social media. And this is the type of stuff that helps it. And again, N3on's a young guy. He's used to this online world of where you can say whatever you want to fighters. And they're literally addicted to clout. They're addicted to getting that viral moment. And that's what they get their satisfaction out of, is doing stupid stuff like this. So I just wanted to do a video on this because I think it's a big problem. I think we got to talk more about it. And I think we got to start shaming people for going out of their way and doing this to fighters, because it's honestly a bunch of crap. It is so annoying to see, to fighters and to other people too. I mean, a lot of people who cover the sport get this same type of stuff from people that are just like way too obsessed about combat sports. Like seriously, people, it's not that serious. You don't need to look at this sport so much where you got to spend your entire day plotting to ruin someone's day, because it doesn't help anyone. We got to get guys like N3on out of the sport. They should never be allowed at a press conference again. And I'll say it one more time. He does not help bring more eyeballs. The people who support him are the same people that are streaming this stuff and actually making the sport worse. I'm going to stand by that. So I don't know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me here? Is this something that needs to be called out more? Like, I know I'm going to get comments from people saying old man on the lawn, yelling, all that stuff. It's not that. When I first started watching this sport, yeah, you're going to have people bashing fighters and doing stuff, but this is too much. It's way too much. And we have, like I said, influencers like this that are just normalizing this, and that's not right. I don't like that at all. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, at Lynch on Sports. Make sure you hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe. I'm posting content on here every single day. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.